And the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shipped together here from the D-line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. No gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Back to throw. He's got Curse. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. He'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Derrick Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now back to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Cliff Averill with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. On now is the Titans punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Landry now on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. And that's what friends are for. Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later. Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down there. It's a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll look to throw here on first down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Well, I mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there. 3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit. It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. So 2nd and 10 here. He'll set up to throw. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there. Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball. They're going to look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one. And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge. Here we go. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He dumps it off for Henry. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays. 2nd down and 4. Henry out of the pistol. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Out of the gun now on third down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Gehring, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. He has been interception-prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll lock it with a grab over the middle. Touchdown, Jaguars!
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Now McManus for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And now running right through it. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff as they'll take over with the ball 1st and 10. They begin with Henry. He juked him, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Again, it's Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Titans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Pushing his way inside the 40. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
To throw here.
And up here, that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Jarvis Landry, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Cliff Averill in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. On now is the Titans punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
All right, here we go.
He'll look to throw. And he's got Lockett. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Titans now. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll drop the throw. Throw left side complete. It's Malone. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. Johnson jostles free. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Back to throw here. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line.
They'll set up a throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cliff Averill. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Here we go. 1, 9.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Avery Jones. Breaking throw to get him for a loss of 7. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in. But I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars continue to roll.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Here we go.
They'll throw now on the final play. Uncorks one for Davis. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top as we send you downstate to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made to Defensively. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And making the catch on the floater, that's Landry. He got 29 yards that time. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. That's a strong running. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
In motion left goes a tight end. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game.
Here we go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Now Landry. And some room to maneuver. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. The last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the
one
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Over the middle, complete. That's James. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back.
In there. If he's willing to take the hits, and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to feel that one. Knocked down hard. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a handoff as they run left side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This is taken at the 3. Able to slither by. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw here's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams and the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
And incomplete here on 3rd down. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 41-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. In motion, James, the tight end. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football. This D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he's got some space here. 30, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And first, we're going to get a timeout as the defense will talk this over. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The play clock's running down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I'm wondering, partner, if they might need to sub him out for a play or two, because after that long run he just had on the previous play, he might not have all of his breath back.
Yeah, and they went right back to that well. Different result. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sense that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're...
You can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Jaguars, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Titans, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.